Bullying here in McCormick is a serious problem and it needs to stop.
Basically, like, the bullying happens because students feel insecure and they just feel it's cool to bully other people because of what other people hear. And I don't think it's right.
Bullying is a serious problem in McCormick, and we just need to stop it now before it gets worse.
Other people like to instigate fights, so it doesn't mean it's always true. So I think that they should like sit down and talk about it before making the conflict even bigger.
Bullying in the McCormick is one reason why the attendance here is not that well. Because many students tend to skip school or not want to come due to the fact that they're being bullied on a daily basis.
But in McCormick, we're trying to stop it, but it's not working. We need something else. We need something stronger.
We already have Stop, Walk, and Talk, but it isn't effective. Out of 29 students, we surveyed only 3 knew that Stop, Walk, and Talk existed. We need something more. Peer mediation could be that something.
Peer mediation helps kids solve conflicts peacefully and without discipline, more anger, or fear of retaliation.
Now, I'm going to share my experience about me getting bullied in another state. So, I remember I was in 6th grade in Georgia at Salem Middle School for just half of the year. I walked down the hallway and this girl named Victoria came up to me and said, "Hey, aren't you Fat Albert from the movie?" Then her friends started laughing at me, and then everybody else started laughing at me. Every day I would have been called a man, a bear, Big Bird, Fat Albert, the round one, or bowling ball, etc. It'd been going on for like 4 to 5 months. I remember walking down the stairs one day, all of a sudden, a boy named Alex pushed me down the stairs and I fell down on the concrete and then busted my head right here. I wanted to hide. I didn't want to leave home anymore. And I had nightmares every night about what's going to happen the next day. And when them nightmares happen, it comes to life. It's just like, we don't need this bullying. This is crap. Bullying is not right. Everybody has a life to live. So if we had peer mediation, it would have worked out so much better.
In order to have peer mediation, we will need a counselor. This counselor should not take sides, and they will handle the caseload. They will train a group of students to be peer mediators by teaching them to listen well and remain unbiased.
When students get into a fight, they are referred to mediation with their form. They can be referred by a teacher, another student, or they can refer themselves. This can be done anonymously so that the reporter won't be attacked for snitching.
Hi, Hennessy. Hey. You know what I don't like? Olivia. Who I can't stand her. She's so dusty. She's ugly. And she is mad fake. Ooh, the things I want to do to her. I don't even know why I had a crush on her in the first place. I was a crush on an ugly person. Well, I'm going to see you later. Go home.
Hello? Hey, Olivia. Hi. So I was in school today with Jesse, and you know, he was talking trash about you, so. Really? Yep, I just thought I should tell you and warn you because, you know, he's kind of getting amped over again. He's about to start to swing it, you know. Alright, thanks for calling me. Yes. Bye.
Ooh, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna be like this. Ooh, I'm gonna get ready. Hi, Olivia.
Stop it! You guys need peer mediation!
The counselor reads over the referrals and decides if they are right for mediation. Most conflicts can be done through mediation, but not all. If they are too serious, mediation may not work or may not be the first step.
Once the people have agreed, the counselor finds 2 students to the mediation. She will tell them about the case and make sure they don't know the students involved too well.
The mediators would take the bully and the victim to a quiet room so nobody would disturb them and they won't get in trouble for what they're doing in mediation. Mediators have to tell each of the fighters the rules. Like, for example, no swearing, no name calling, and no instigating while the person is talking.
Peer mediation, and the rules are there is no interrupting and no name calling. Okay.
If both of the fighters agree to like work on the solution, they have to sign this. But they have to work hard to find a solution.
Yes.
First, the mediators let each side talk from their point of view.
They have to talk about how they felt about it. Like, was they hurt? Was they angry? Was they sad? Etc. Because everybody has feelings too. Nobody in the world has no feelings. Everybody does.
The mediators listen hard, take notes, and repeat back to the students to make sure they are getting it right.
I was writing down everything you guys were saying, and I took notes.
This is important because usually we don't know what another person is thinking. If we could just hear them talk in a calm way, we might understand them better. After both sides have gotten their say, the mediators ask the fighters to start talking to each other about possible solutions. This can be hard, and not every mediator will end with an agreement. But if students are reminded that this is a way to come to peace without going to adults, they will often stay for the mediation.
After they brainstorm the ideas, they bring all of the ideas together, so the students will pick one idea and they can stick to that, because an adult didn't tell them what to do. They didn't tell them how to solve the problem. They thought of ideas themselves, and they worked together even though they was enemies. And in some occasions, if it works out really well, they'll become friends instead of enemies. So at the end of the brainstorming, they all sign an agreement that looks like this.
So now this is the part where you guys are IMC. This is the part where you guys both agree on what happened in peer mediation. You guys are agreeing that you guys will not fight and leave it behind, right?
After the brainstorming, each student fills out an evaluation form for the mediators and the counselors to use to improve the system and to help them better themselves with each other.
The students can come back for mediation if they need more help. The mediators go over the case with the counselors to get more feedback. This means that the problem has been solved without any work from the principal and without more fighting. Getting in trouble doesn't make a fight stop or stop the anger, but getting to hear other people's point of view can work.
Out of the 4th and 8th grade years, like middle school, is the worst years of bullying. And 90% of students were reported as victims during bullying years. And we, as McCormick students of this generation, we need to take serious measures.
15% of all students who don't show up for school reported to being out of fear of being bullied while at school.
1 in 10 students will drop out or transfer schools because of repeated bullying.
Most bullying occurs inside the school buildings, with smaller numbers of bullying incidents occurring outside on school grounds, on the school buses, or even on the way to school. Bullying is not a family problem, it's not a neighborhood problem, it's mainly a school problem, and it needs to be stopped now or it's going to get worse, big time.
Bullying is an ongoing cycle that needs to end to save lives, decrease dropout rates, increase future successful college graduates, and increase our population of future doctors, lawyers, and teachers, and even part-time mediators.
During 2001 through 2003, a woman named Laura L. Noah started mediation in Boston Public Schools in Dorchester, Jamaica Plain, and South Boston. In her first year, she completed 125 mediations, and 93% resulted in agreements. 10% were from the kids who referred themselves to mediation. The next year, she completed more than 209 mediations, which means more than one each day, 97% ended in agreement, and 18% were self-referrals. Kids who got the hang of the system after just 1 year were more likely to volunteer to go to mediation rather than to let the problem get out of hand.
And 24 out of 29 say it's a problem, and most said it's either a lot or extreme. 24 out of 29 say that they don't know anything about bullying prevention. Only 3 know about Stop, Walk, and Talk. 11 people say they see it multiple times a day. 8 say they see it once a week. 4 say they see it once a month. And 5 people say they never see it. 3 people interested in being peer meditators, and 2 said maybe. We already have people interested in peer meditating, and we need prevention at our school.
While peer mediation may sound complicated, many other schools have done it, and there are lots of resources available.
Peermediators.org has whole manuals for students, counselors, and implementers.
We will give you the links that we use for research at the end of this video.
I would just like to say it would be nice and honorable if you could help us start a peer mediation group here. It would help a lot of kids now that are getting bullied or bullying other children.
If we had peer mediation, this school, all the students will become one, and this will be a pride family.
If they see someone out on the street bullying someone else, then they could be mediators for them and help them. And then it's going to spread around, and then the whole world's going to get better.